Okay, so yeah, this video will be a comparison with uh, Overwatch two heroes comparable to two champions in Paladin, and the first video will be based on versus Shaolin versus Hanzo, and the other one is Makoa versus Roadhog to see their similarities and how different and differences they have, and this kind of thing. And obviously, maybe I will maybe say something wrong because it's the first time ever I play Overwatch. I have a long time want to play Overwatch because I want to see how similar people say they are to each other, Overwatch and Paladin. And the first comparison is Shaolin with Hanzo, and the two differences here is that Hanzo's one of his biggest difference with Hanzo is one of his attack is his scanning arrow. So he shoots the scanning arrow on a wall, and you can see where the if the enemy is hide behind the wall, you can see where the enemy are because the scanning system with his arrow. So that is one thing that is different from Shaolin's attack. That the attack that is similar is when Hanzo use his ability when he shoot like a very quick bunch of arrows that is very similar to Shaolin's attack when he shoot lots of bunch of arrow on so you can use like R1, R2 of the different ability and so on, and obviously if you push the two, so this is the one is similar, that is exactly the same attack. The all of the others one is obviously they shoot the bow. You can spam the bow. That is they have same animation, but the other ones is different from Michelle. For example, when like Shaolin, he can turn himself in turn into invisible. No, sorry. I cannot say. Shaolin can hide himself for a bit, a short time. So, for example, if you're in a dangerous situation, you can use that attack to quickly run from your enemies. And obviously Hanzo's and Shaolin's super move is different. Hanzo's super move is that he shoot an arrow and he called for two dragons, to energy dragons, and Shaolin's super move is that he turn invincible, totally hide himself, and shoot many arrows, like very quick arrows. So have make a different attack position and this kind of thing with he would use that super move. So that is the biggest difference, and obviously that is very different with Paladin comparable to Overwatch is obviously that you have the card system. And for example, if you start with the cards, if you play Shaolin, you can maybe make one. For example, if you use the loadout desert wind, or you use the compass bow, or you use the wind trap. Your different card system to the attacks is that you can make, for example, you can have the cooldown for one attack, so you can use the attack more quicker than it was originally meant for the character. So, for example, if you have that you want to be invincible, like hide yourself, you can use the card to make your more quicker to use it again, so you can use it more often when in the gameplay when you play a game. Or you can make more quicker. For example, you more quicker use quick arrows. So you can make you can make Shaolin different for each match. You can make him different You can make him have different loadouts, and you can make and so on, and different abilities uh, for this kind of thing. But that is not it's not a huge differences. It's just that you can use the attacks more often in a game than you can do if you play, for example, Hanzo in Overwatch. If you cannot use any cooldown, you have to wait for your time. So I think it's more. Uh, Paladins are more complete in that sense that you can put the character together in different ways. So you can be, for example, if you want to play, for example, Shaolin's one way of Shaolin, and you try that way and you don't like that, you can change next gameplay you play. You want to play Shaolin again, you can change Shaolin a bit to play more work for your play style, and so on. That is, I think, that is the biggest difference with Overwatch to Paladin, that you can make your hero more work better in your style, your gameplay style. In Overwatch, you have to be good with Hanzo, how Hanzo is. You cannot change Hanzo's gameplay. You can be better with Hanzo, but you cannot change his way. You cannot. You have the Hanzo you play is the Hanzo you play, and this kind of thing. So that is the first comparison, is with obviously with Hanzo and Charlene. So the part one of this video is Hanzo versus Shaolin, and Makoa versus Roadhog. And this, so you show first I will show the Overwatch, the two Overwatch heroes. Then the second video will be the part two of this video. Sorry, will be when I show Makoa and Shaolin. So this will be the other part of this video. So I show the two Paltains heroes and this kind of thing, and show the comparison, similarity, and differences, and this kind of thing, and this kind of thing. So some of them have same abilities. For example, some of the characters, but they also have some similar. They look some similar in some sense, but they're also very different. For example, with Roadhog's chain attack is exactly the same as Makoa's chain attack, but they also have very big differences if you play them. So that is also the thing many people say that makes what I think is a bit wrong, is when they just say that Makoa is just a copycat of Roadhog, just because Roadhog uses a chain attack. But Roadhog do not have an energy shield that Makoa have. Roadhog do not have a spinning attack that Makoa have. So he have the two attacks that is like his three attacks is very different. His super move, the spinning attack, and the energy shield that is different. So you have three attacks that is different from Roadhog's attacks, and this kind of thing. So so you have that. This is three things is make them different from each other, and I think one thing that makes them similar is the chain attack. Obviously, but obviously also they also have different weapons. For example, their main weapons is Roadhog's main weapon is his son of shotgun, and Makoa's main weapon is his handhold cannon. So their attack is different in that sense. I don't know how, if they have exactly, if you shoot them, they have, so one attack from farther distance than the other. Yeah, so one shoot a cannonball, one shoot like lots of compact bullets with their Hasselhoff shotgun, and they have and so on. So the part 2 of this video I will show Makoa and Shaolin to show the differences with them and the similarities with them and this kind of thing. And so the most classic one is obviously the chain attack. That is a reason why everybody compare Roadhog with Makoa, is because both of them use a chain that draws their enemies closer to them, and that is the only thing that make that why people compare them. If Makoa do not have do not have any chain attack, nobody should ever compare them to each other, because that is the only thing that makes them similar, is because they're chains. Like you cannot compare two characters to each other just because both of them are big. For example, Roadhog is a total different character for his personality and his morals to Makoa. Makoa is like a spiritual sea creature, and Roadhog is a bandit, is a thief, is a criminal, like a street criminal that want to have lots of money, and his companion is the Jack Rat is his companion. And yeah, so they are extremely different characters. The only thing that makes them similar is that chain attack. They have different weapons, different main weapons, uh, and they have. Yeah, okay. I will just show you what I mean. Why I think it's so strange why people say that Paladin is a copycat of Overwatch, and this kind of thing. In this and another part of this video, and this kind of thing, and so on. Okay, so obviously I will just show the main, just without any difference. Just gonna show Makoa how Makoa plays, and with not, because I don't gonna use any cards, like different cards or different loadout. Just gonna show him exactly if you use one card, one loadout for him, because it's unfair. Because if I use the other loadout to Makoa, then he's gonna be it's a very big differences with him than to Roadhog. Then it's very hard to compare them to each other, because they will have. So I'm gonna try to show exactly like Makoa without any new load. I guess one loadout, and this is how I'm gonna show him, and this kind of thing. So yeah, and that is, I would say, in the part 1, and we okay, so this is gonna be part 2 of this video, and the first part where I play Hanzo and Roadhog, and the part 2 will be Shaolin and Makoa. So it's a comparison video with Paladin and Overwatch, to see the similarities with Shaolin, and to comparable the similarity with Hanzo, and obviously then similarity with Roadhog with Makoa, and what is similar, what is different to each of the champion and hero in Paladin and Overwatch. The two things, the natural thing that is different with Shaolin comparable to Hanzo is that Shaolin have one of his ability that he can hide himself, and the other one is his golden shiny arrow that give a very quick arrow point over the enemies to shoot attacks. So these are the two differences, and the other one is to hide himself. So that and his super abilities is also different. So I have three different things. His super move that he to be totally visible, he hide himself, and he shoots very very quick arrows. And then we have the quick one when he turns invincible very quickly, and the other one is his attack when he used the arrow to shoot. So 2-1 is very different when he super move, and the other one he's turn quickly disappeared, and the super move when he's longer disappeared. That is the natural differences with Shaolin to Hanzo. Their attacks that also makes the differences is also the loadouts. You can have one Shaolin that have maybe much longer hidden ability than the other Shaolin. That is a very big. That is the biggest difference with Overwatch to Paladin. Is in Paladin you have more possibilities to make your Shaolin more work better for you when you play him comparable. So you have always so you never ever will have a mirror match when you play Shaolin. If somebody plays Shaolin, because everybody will make their Shaolin different because of the card system, the loadout, and so on. And then this other part obviously is with Makoa comparable to Roadhog. That is probably the most classic one is the chain attack with Makoa and Roadhog. That is the same similarity. The difference is two differences with Makoa is Makoa's energy shield and Makoa's spin attack. So that this is the two differences. Right from the start, the two differences with Makoa to Roadhog. Roadhogs have ability with his own kind of gas that he can heal himself. So they play in different ways. So you can see some similarity with animation. For example, when you reload their weapons, they are very similar. When you reload the weapon, they are different weapons, but they have similar animation when they do their loading. One of the weapon they have is Makoa's weapon is a handhold cannon. A Roadhog's weapon is a sawn-off shotgun. So that is the difference with the weapon, but they have the same animation when they shoot their weapons. And the differences is the one have energy shield and a spin attack, the other one have a healing thing, and so they are different from each other, but also similar to each other in their attacks, and both of them have different super move. Makoa's super move is that he takes from his battle axe and charge his enemy, and so on. And then the thing that also, since before, that will make the biggest difference of them all is obviously the loadout and the card system in Paladin, because one of the loadout for Makoa can make his super move last longer. Because you see down there is like a charting meter to see how long you can use the super move. So if you, for example, the enemy will never know what kind of loadout you have for his super move. So you never know how long his super move can last, comparable to an other Makoa you meet. You never really know, your enemy never know what loadout you have. So every Makoas on the battlefield will be different from each other. So you can make that is that, as I said before, that's a reason why I some more prefer paladin in that sense, because you can make their characters much more different from each other. And you're never gonna get a mirror match, because every Makoa will have different card, different loadout, and if you don't play rank, they will have different extra feat. For example, you you play, for example, you play a match, you're gonna get abilities to make your horse quicker, or you can walk quicker. You have more ability, more longer healing. Will make more damage. Your range of your bullet or your cannon bolt will be longer range. Um, so you have much more. I think in Paladin you have more abilities for your champion to play style and this kind of thing. And yeah, that is everything I really want to say. Okay, and but both the game, I think it's important to play both game to to see the similarities and differences. That is the best thing you can do, and they are similar, but they also